better alternative. So what I want to do now is let's just hear a couple of examples, real life examples. We're going to first go to Sakshi. I'm going to try to bring her on. And then we're going to go to Dr. Vindya. I don't know if she has her video available or not, but we'll check in. Hopefully we can get her on via audio at least. So we're going to go to Sakshi. And Sakshi is going to take a few minutes and just share with you some of the tactics or techniques that she has used to help her when those words just don't come out, when she's stuck. And then we're going to do the same thing for Dr. Vindya. So I want you guys just to take a few minutes, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and I'm going to walk you through the 4 steps that you can take. Okay. So let's try to make this happen. Get in here. We're going to find Sakshi first. So give me just a minute or two, folks. All right, Sakshi, I'm going to try to bring you on here. Let's see here. Yes. Allow webcam and audio.
I can you see me and hear me?
Yes, I can see and hear you.
Thank you so much for letting me join today, and hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here. When I get stuck, I always tell myself to just relax, calm down, and take a few moments to breathe and start very slowly. Sometimes I also tell myself to do the 7-7-7, like just breathe in for a while, hold the breath, and breathe out. And that's how I ask myself to calm down before I begin speaking. And yeah, it's mostly starting slow that really helps me overcome the point where I feel that, oh, I'm getting stuck or I'm not able to get this word out. So I think these are the few things that I do to just begin slowly and not get worried about. And even if I do feel like I'm getting stuck, I just pause and I just go back and start again.
Okay, very good. So you pause, breathe. Sometimes you go back. In the past, have you ever just wanted to when you got stuck, it's like all of a sudden you started becoming real anxious and you just pushed your way through the word? Or what kinds of things would you do? What kinds of things did you used to do when you got stuck?
I used to just force myself to speak even though I felt uncomfortable. And after I spoke, I used to feel really shitty. Like, why did I not, just pause or just relaxed for a while or just taken my time? I think this is one of the things that you always mention about taking your time. So I think I used to never take my time and just force myself to speak whatever used to come out of my mouth, even if it was very choppy. And I used to feel really bad after that.
Things that I share, but I wanted you to share them first because I wanted people to know, and you and I didn't rehearse this. I actually asked you to send me some of the things that you do without me telling you. And so these are very practical, tactical things that you actually have done and maybe you still do when you get stuck. And so they really work, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I think the first part you mentioned about having a strong speaking identity, I mean, that is very powerful because that acts as a base to everything else. Whatever techniques I'm using, like pausing and like breathing, and these are all just like skills that you can use on top of having a very strong foundation of believing in yourself that you will be able to speak smoothly.
Yeah, that is very important. I love the way that you articulated that the speaking identity and the mindset, they are your foundation. And if you don't have this foundation, then the techniques may work, they may not work. When you do get stuck, and you will, then you beat yourself up and you start sliding back. I really love that visual of this being a strong foundation. That's exactly what it is. Awesome. Hang in there. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try to bring Dr. Vinya on so that she can answer the same question. So just be available if people have some questions. If you guys, though, can hold the questions, we don't want a lot of conversations going on while we are presenting because it can be a little distracting. But Sakshi will be available for as long as she can be. Thank you, Sakshi.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Dr. Vinya, we're going to try to get you on here. Let's see. All right. So I've invited you. Go ahead and try to accept that, and we'll bring you on to answer the same question for us. So this is our first time having Dr. Vinya on. So we'll do our best to get her on. Dr. Vinya works in India. She's a dermatologist. She has her own business. She has just been accepted into the Pro 90D coaches certification training. And she will basically be opening, in a sense, her own franchise in India. And so you'll be hearing more and more about that. So she's going to be going through training. Sakshi's already done the training, and Sakshi's probably going to be coming back to work with us in the future, in very near future as well. So that's why you've been seeing more and more of her. So welcome, Dr. Vinya. Go ahead and just share with us.
Am I audible?
What are some things that you do or that you have done when you get stuck, when the words just won't come out?
All of you?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So basically, how I manage high pressure situations is basically just by being relaxed. I think that for me is the main thing. So it doesn't happen overnight. Being relaxed is like a lifestyle change which you need to do. So I did it by doing affirmations. For me, that worked huge, you know. So I did affirmations. The first thing I used to do as soon as I wake up is just speak to myself, affirming that I'm a good speaker, I'm a very inspirational speaker, and things like that. And that actually helped a lot. So being relaxed, not only in speech, but even during other challenges in your day-to-day life, you know, just being relaxed, just being allowing yourself to just being calm throughout the day is extremely crucial. And to do that, I think you also need to eat right and sleep right. I know it might sound silly, but eating right and sleeping right are extremely important for you to stay relaxed, especially your sleep. So I worked on that too. And ultimately, when you're relaxed, you can also be proactive, you know. And once you're proactive, and proactive means that, you know, you just need to trigger one or two things of what Michael says, the Pro 90D. So for me, extending my first few words and using my hands and smiling, which I never used to do all along. So smiling, using my hands, and speaking the first few words, expanding my first few words, that actually helps. So yeah, this is how I manage, because earlier, whenever I used to be asked to speak, oh my God, my heart used to palpitate and I used to sweat. I used to make a fool of myself with my face being all, you know, really bad. I was extremely bad. But now, even right now, I was super anxious when actually Michael invited me to speak. You know, I was like, oh my God. But I was like, I'm going to act super relaxed. I'm going to smile and I'm going to use my hands. And here I am. I mean, it's really happening. So I used all these techniques, and I'm sure, I think being relaxed is the main. It's 80% for me. So I work on that every day, every day. I make sure I'm relaxed, not only in my speech, even when I'm talking to my staff, when I'm talking to my kids. I hardly ever do get angry or frustrated now. Earlier, I was a nervous wreck. I would scream at everyone possible. But right now, I'm so calm. So it has changed my entire life. Pro 90D has changed my entire identity. It's really an amazing thing. So thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Dr. Vindya. So just hang in there for just a minute or two, just in case I have a couple of questions for you or comments that you can respond to. Relaxing is key, and slowing down, right? And just picking a couple of proactive speaking skills. So for those of you that are not aware of that, we're talking about proactive speaking skills. Those are the skills that you can actually learn and develop in the Pro 90D Smooth Speech system. So if you're wondering, well, how do I get to the place where Sakshi is and where Dr. Vindya is? Well, I'm sure for years they watched YouTube videos and they watched webinars, but at some point they decided, you know what, I'm going to engage in a system. And so they bought the course. And then at some point they said, I need to go to the next level. And they've both done coaching. Why? You get the accountability and consistency and the community and the feedback. So if you really want to take your speech to the next level long term, most of the people that I see do it in the shortest period of time, do it because they've probably gotten into the course and then at some point they've probably done the coaching. So you're going to hear, and you've heard Dr. Vindya talk about some very, very specific strategies. One of the things that she said is about becoming a more relaxed person, developing as a lifestyle. And this happened over a period of time. So Dr. Vindya, I think you've already shared what you used to do prior to this. If you had just to give the people who are listening and watching just one small, short piece of advice, what would you tell them? So they're there, they're getting stuck, they're looking for something to help them get those words out. If you could think of one thing to tell them to do, what do you think it would be?
Yeah, I think I would ask them to just relax, pause, and smile, and then say just one or two words in an expanded way. It can be anything. It can be just like hello or just like a good evening or anything. It needn't be just that one specific word. Like even for this webinar, I had actually prepared a speech on what I'm going to say, but I never spoke anything of that because I just internalized it and I said, okay, this is what I want to say. How I'm going to say, I will think about that while I'm speaking. So this is what I did. And I think just by pausing, smiling, I've introduced a smile while I'm talking, and it genuinely is a smile. I'm enjoying speaking. So that smile is also important because it makes the audience relax. I can see Michael smiling. So, it's just like when I'm smiling, I can see the audience relax too. So smile is important, pausing is important, and just enjoy speaking. Just enjoy it. Can't hear you, Michael.
Can't hear me because I had my mic off. Um, so thank you, Dr. Vindya. I'm just going to repeat everything I said. And you're going to hear us talk about some of those same things that Dr. Vindya and Sakshi mentioned. And we're going to walk through those things right now. Thank you so much. That was extremely valuable.
Thank you, Michael.
Sure. You're very, very welcome. Good. All right. Let's